All right, let's grab Randy Jackson here, there he is, who's in New York City, Randy. So you just did Live with Kelly. How'd it go?
It was really good, Ryan. I mean, it's funny, Ellen's talking to you about, Fashion Week. I'm here. I'm doing a lot of modeling for Women's Wear Daily this week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
WWD.
To reclaim my past. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back a little bit.
Well, a lot of people, they know your musical work, but they don't know you were discovered in a creek posing for an Abercrombie and Fitch ad.
Really?
Yeah, he was squatting on a pebble.
Why do I have to be in a creek?
Isn't that where they do a lot of those outdoor shoots in a babbling brook?
I think that's Land's End or Eddie Bauer.
I think I was discovered, Ryan, like you and Simon, on a jet ski.
Well, Simon and I were, we were tandem riding a jet ski, and someone said, "Hey, you want to host the show? You want to be a judge?" Just to talk about this for a moment, and then we'll get into the Grammys last night. A lot of people may not realize that Randy worked with Whitney Houston on her first two albums. And when you think back Saturday, you and I were on the phone immediately. What was your reaction when you heard the news, Randy?
Honestly, Ryan, I was devastated, dude. I mean, this girl's so full of life, such a cool girl, such an amazing, natural, God-given voice. And, gave so much to the modern era of singing. I mean, all these singers that you see now were so touched and inspired by her. I mean, she was the Aretha of her time. You know what I'm saying?
Did you speak to Mariah? Weren't you talking to Mariah almost right after the news broke?
I spoke to her. She just could not believe it. They were dear friends.
Yeah.
They had sung together, a song that we hear often in auditions, If You Believe. Sure. She was just devastated as well, dude. She just couldn't. She was just torn up about it. We all were. It's, especially on the eve of Clive's party and the Grammys. And last year at the Grammys, I took a picture with Whitney at this People magazine thing right before Clive's party. And we had a long talk. We were talking about things, and she was telling me this movie she was going to work on. And I just so sad about it.
How did you learn of the news?
I happened to call a publicist of mine that also has been working with Whitney about something else that was going to happen the next day at the Grammys, and that's how I found out.
And did you speak to her?
Yeah, and
was she hysterical?
She was just beside herself, and I was like, what's going on? What's happening? So, yeah, that's how I found out. It was heartbreaking. I could not believe it.
It's funny because, the news broke. I was down at the rehearsal. I was supposed to link up with you about an hour from then, and you and I were talking about every 20 minutes. It was one of those things that you wanted to talk to somebody about every half hour just to check in and see if any new
people
right.
About it. And I'm happy we didn't go to the party that night. I wouldn't have, I just couldn't have done it.
No, I'm with you. And Clive carried on and had the party. He said that her family wanted it that way. So Randy Jackson is with us. Did you get a chance to see the Grammys?
I saw the Grammys, man. Jennifer Hudson,
wow.
To her, she was amazing. It was amazing, an amazing night. And the pressure she must have been under, Ryan, to sing that in front of our recording industry public. God, dude.
Well, we were talking to Ken Ehrlich earlier this morning about the phone call he made to Jennifer, and she came out for the first time. She actually sang it the first time Ellen saw it at dress rehearsal, and she broke down into tears the first time and then sang it a second time. And then, wow, you describe this better than I do, but the control that she had and the poise and the elegance in every single word. Really.
Well, obviously, Ryan, when she was on the show on Idol, when we first met her and discovered her, she was definitely a Whitney Houston fan. Whitney was her real idol right here. So I just, watching her singing, I was just imagining her heart must have been beating 10,000 minutes a second.